Hello, my dear students. A very good morning to all of you. So, let us continue with the topic creating an application in Visual Basic. In Visual Basic, the application is created in the following three steps. First is to design the interface. Second is to set properties as per your requirements of the controls or the objects you have taken in your application. Third is to write the event procedures. Now let us understand these steps by creating a simple application by following the procedure that is given below. So first you have to start Microsoft Visual Basic 6 as explained earlier. A default form with the name Form 1 will be displayed on the window to start your new project. Now double click on that Form 1 and the source code window for Form 1 will be shown as appear. So this is the source code for the Form 1. A top of the source code window is consist of the list of objects and their associated events and properties. In the figure given alongside the object displayed in the form and the associated procedure is load. Okay, so this is the list of procedures and these are the objects. So you can see that first a form is displayed and the procedure is load. When you click on the object box, the drop down list will appear to display the list of objects. So here you can see that a drop down list is there. So when you will press on this, then a drop down list will appear, will show you the list of objects or the elements that a form is containing. You can see a form with the name Form 1, a command button with the name Command 1, a label with the name Label 1 and a picture box with the name Picture 1. So these are the objects. It means a label, a command, a text, a picture box, everything is there with the name such as Command 1, Label 1, Picture 1, etc. Similarly, when you click on the procedure box, so this is the procedure box and this is the drop down list for that and the list of the procedure will be shown to you. A list of the procedure associated with the object will be displayed as shown. Okay, so this is the source code window and you can see the list of objects and the procedures that you are having. In the figure given in the step 3, some of the procedure associated with the object Form 1 are activate, click, double click, drop, drag drop, key press, etc. Okay, so these are the list of the procedures that associated with the object Form 1. Each object has its own set of procedures. It means individual object have their different set of procedures. You can always select an object and write the codes for any of its procedures in order to perform the certain task. Now enter the program code in between the private sub form load and the end sub statements exactly as shown. Okay, so here between you can see that between the private sub form load and end sub a print statement is written, that is print I am learning Visual Basic, but the output will not be displayed. When you will run this program using the F5 key or selecting the run option, you will not get any of the output. Why? Because you have to write form1.show event to give an output. Now you have to press F5 key to run a program, but you will get a blank form 1 on the screen, as I have already told you. In order to display the output, you have to add the form1.show statement before the print statement as shown in the figure 6.7. So here can you see that form1.show statement is written before the print statement. Now finally press the F5 or click on the run button to run the program and you will get the output like this. I am learning Visual Basic. So the print statement will be shown now. Now let us move to the another topic, that is working with forms and controls. We can also create an application where the output is generated based on the user's input through keyboard or mouse. Such a procedure is called an event procedure. Before writing an event procedure for the control to respond a user input, you have to set certain properties for it. Okay, so now we have already seen that how to create a simple application in a Visual Basic where the output is generated based on the user input given through the keyboard or the mouse. So such a procedure is known as an event procedure. Please underline it or remember it that a procedure that gives an output based on the user input is called an event procedure. So first you have to set the certain properties for it. Control, you can set the properties of the control in the property windows or at the run time. So let us learn how to work with forms using various control. First is using the text box. The text box is a standard control for accepting the input from the user and then displaying the output. It can handle both text and numeric data. Okay, so you can write the alphabets from A to Z or the numbers from 1 to 10. So any of the string, any of the text and numeric data is allowed to be written inside the text box. String in a text box can be converted to the numeric data by using the functions val text. Okay, so whatever you are writing, any string you are writing, it can also be converted into the numeric data. Which is the function to convert the text into the numeric data? The function is val, val, and in the parenthesis text. Some important properties associated with the text box are as follows. First is name. It is a name given to the text box. Second is appearance. Text box can be 3D or flat in appearance. Multi-line. It specifies whether the text box displays a single line or many lines are there. Then password character. The property hides the text with a single character using asterisk sign or any other character. Whenever you are entering a user ID and the password in any of the account like Facebook, you will see that instead of the password, the asterisk sign or any and another symbol will be shown to you. Okay, so the same property a text box is having. You can hide your text using any of a character or an asterisk sign or any other character or a symbol. Then max length. This limits the length of the text. Value 0 indicates the unlimited length. You can write how many text or how many long string you want. Enabled. It can have true or false depending upon whether the text box responds to any event or not. Last is text. It is used to specify the string which you want to display in the text box. So this we have studied about the text box and we have already seen some important properties of the text box. Next is using a label. The label is a very useful control for Visual Basic, which is used to provide instructions and guides to the user. It can also be used to display the output. Some important properties associated with the label are as follows. First is name. It is the name given to the label. Then appearance, it can be 3D or flat in appearance. Then border style. It determines the type of the border given to the label. Caption. It is the text displayed in the label. Okay, so already something will be written in the label, so that text written is called the caption. Then font. It is used to set the font style and the font size. There are two events associated with the label. Click and double click. The click event is triggered when the user click on the label, while the double click event is triggered when the user double clicks on the label. Okay, so this is the label. Next is using the command button. The command button is used to execute the commands. When the user clicks on the command button, it displays an illusion that the button is pressed. Some important properties associated with the command button are as follows. First is appearance. Again, it can be 3D or flat in appearance. And caption. It is the text which is displayed on the command button. Then visible. It can have the value true or false depending upon whether it is visible or not. Then font. This property sets the font style and the font sizes. Then enables. It can have the value true or false depending upon whether it responds to the event or not. An event associated with the command button is click when it is selected by clicking on it. Okay, so the another one is checkbox. The checkbox controls allows you to select or deselect an option. When a checkbox is checked, the value is set to 1, and when it is unchecked, the value is set to 0. You can include the statements check1.value is equal to 1 to mark the checkbox and check1.value is equal to 0 to unmark the checkbox. Whenever you are creating an application and you want a hobby field in this, so for the hobby field, the checkbox is there. It means a list of the hobbies are there, and from that you can tick the suitable hobbies of Okay, so for that reason a checkbox is there. So here we have studied about how to use the text box, how to set the important properties of the text box. Then we have seen how to use the label, command button and the checkbox. Now the another one is handling the events. So here we are finishing our session with this. We will study about how to handle the events in the Visual Basic in our next session. For now, bye bye. Have a great day ahead.